I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the first lady. She's destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him.
about that.
She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television. And it's like they say the thing that people are thinking, but they say it very directly, so they expose whatever truth.
But Whoopi is certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought.
Hold on tight, folks. This one is generating headlines for all the right and wrong reasons. The media and political communities are taking notice of Melania Trump's recent, shocking lawsuit against The View, which she filed for around $100 million. In actuality, rather than just critiquing Melania's experience in the White House, the hosts of The View recently delved deeper into it. One host claimed that she had no intention of ever becoming First Lady. Another individual openly inquired if she even liked Donald Trump, demonstrating the severe rifts in their connection. It was live, unedited speculation, not just gossip, and Melania is not taking it lightly. The drama has shifted from the daytime to the courts, where a defamation lawsuit worth more than $100 million is currently ongoing. Additionally, don't think that this is just another headline from a tabloid. Things are rapidly becoming hotter, and this is real.
Critics are going hard after a liberal media member for vile comments about Melania Trump. The former First Lady appears to signal her support for reproductive rights in a video out yesterday.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
And this take is pretty shocking.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out.
Wow. I mean, that is violent. They've got to stop talking like that about a former president who's had 2 assassination attempts. I mean, that's just ignorant.
But they didn't end there. Attacks on Melania's personal assessments, from her views on Christmas traditions to her decisions on the White House's redecoration, escalated the conversation. The hosts painted her as inattentive, unhappy, and bitter about her privilege as First Lady. It wasn't just analysis. It felt more like a character takedown. There was a lot, really.
Because I do want to get back to this point with the left and Melania Trump. Why can't she just be her own woman and have separate?
And she can.
And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
And I
look,
agree.
The View is not the litmus test of America. We don't think that.
They were afraid of that remark. That was their problem.
So why did they handle it that way?
It was clear that Melania would not put up with those remarks. She has filed a defamation action in retaliation, claiming that the host's comments were not only false but also gravely damaging to her reputation. This is not about bruised egos. Rather, it is about defending her identity against what she believes to be false and harmful claims. But that's not all. Joe Rogan, a well-known media critic and podcast entrepreneur, swiftly criticized The View for what he called pure hypocrisy. Not long ago, Rogan said, the Trumps were welcomed on the show with applause, hugs, and smiles. Now, they are presented as adversaries. Rogan claims that this important shift is due to politics rather than morals. A carefully thought-out narrative turn that is meant to win points rather than expose the truth.
One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I wanted to play this, but we decided we shouldn't play it. We don't want anybody to have any sort of way to get it down. The episode of you when you're on The View, when you were running for president.
Right.
Donald Trump is a billionaire, a real estate mogul, and a television star. But does he really want to add President of the United States to his resume? A lot of people would like him to.
You got introduced as our friend Donald Trump.
Please let's find out, and please welcome my friend Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. They all loved you.
Where We're so happy to have you. Whenever you're on with us, we're very happy.
They're talking about you in such a favorable light. The audience was cheering, and then you actually started winning in the polls, and then the machine started working towards you.
Joe Biden knows how to do this. Trump. Yeah. He tends to just...
Rogan was far from finished. After criticizing the show's political hesitancy, he concentrated on what he sees as The View's primary problem: content sacrifice for spectacle. On his podcast, he made the joke that if you average the host's IQs, you might still struggle to hit triple digits. Cruel. Naturally. But his listeners loved it. After the comment went viral on social media, fans praised Rogan for voicing what many had been thinking: that the show has moved from being about real conversation to being about anger and headlines.
It is the show that people love and hate.
Yes, that's true.
They get so much hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a rabies infested.
What the devil is the point of all this? You might be wondering. This case poses a much more significant query than the dramatic headlines. Where do we draw the line when talking about celebrities? Melania's case could have serious legal ramifications. The concept of what is considered defamation in the media versus legitimate opinion may change if she wins. This is not just about one First Lady, it's about the norms of engagement for talk programs, news outlets, and anybody with a platform. It might cause programs like The View to re-evaluate their encroachments into celebrities' and politicians' personal lives. In other words, this might be a game changer.
Allegedly, he was cheating while Melania was pregnant. That was all.
That's not going to come in front of the jury, though. The judge has ruled
Well,
that
we're
will
not
come up.
on television now. And then after Melania gave birth to the baby, he found Stormy to strip around with, right?
Yes.
It's like people should look at him and say, what kind of an insecure jerk are you? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, my wife's pregnant. I'm not attracted to her big belly or something. And now she's paying attention to the baby and not me.
This is not the first time that The View has drawn fire. We are talking about a lawsuit filed by a former First Lady against one of the most well-known talk shows in America. This is not merely a daytime soap opera. It is a full-fledged legal and media struggle. Let's talk about timing as well. At a time when Donald Trump is making headlines for very different reasons, Melania brings this case up. Could this be a coincidence? Maybe. Some, however, are already speculating that this move could be part of a bigger scheme. Possibly a conscious effort to bring Melania back into the spotlight amid the election season's chaos. Regardless of whether it's a power struggle or just anger exploding, one thing is certain: this story is profound. Furthermore, the layers are only now beginning to come off.
Now you know who has been bragging all over the campaign trail about how he's the one that overturned Roe v. Wade. But apparently, his wife has different thoughts on the reproductive rights after posting this video plugging her memoir. Take a look.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
Now let's revisit that amazing moment on The View. One of the hosts said Melania Trump hates her husband and doesn't even want to live in the same house. Yes, that really did happen. Incredulous, viewers wondered if they had just said it live on television. The speed with which Melania replied, however, shocked everyone even more. She has gone all out with a defamation lawsuit valued over $100 million rather than issuing the standard PR statement or keeping quiet. Here, a quick PR repair is not the goal. It's about demanding accountability and setting clear guidelines for appropriate behavior. She's not just defending her image, she's also sending a message: there are limits. Especially when it comes to media speculations that escalate into insults. With real money and reputation on the line, this is no joke. The legal argument is intense. Now, we're all asking the more important questions. Where does defamation start and free speech end? Do celebrities totally give up their right to privacy? If Melania wins, it might have a significant impact on how media outlets and talk shows handle personal lives. Of course, critics differ. Some people think it's a publicity stunt. Others see it as a justifiable defense of dignity and the truth. One thing is certain, this case has the potential to alter media law as it presently stands, even though the real answer may lay somewhere in the center. So, what do you think? Is free speech in jeopardy? Or is Melania's lawsuit justified? Please share your opinions in the comments section, hit the subscribe button, and return often since this story is only getting started.